Welcome to Between Two Business Cards, a podcast that helps business professionals take their network and sales skills to the next level. And now, here are your hosts, Martina Niemeyer and Brandon Suba.
I'm Brandon Suba.
And I'm Martina Niemeyer.
And we're going to be your entertaining hosts for the next few minutes as we talk about networking tips, tricks. There's a little bit of sales in there and just things that will help you benefit while you're out networking or within your groups too.
Yes, we're excited to bring this to you.
So today, we've gotten out of our,
I joined Centersphere and now what?
Yeah.
Yes.
So now we're really going into things that are random things we've seen, or just as we talk about what shows we're going to do together, there are some topics that pop up, and both Martina are like, oh yeah, nope, seen it, heard it, know it. And
yes.
This is one of them.
So we don't necessarily want to put it out there of like everything's a bad idea if we're talking about it, but chances are it's because there's a better way to do things and we would like you to do them the best way so that the time that you're doing the networking really turns out the best it possibly can.
And I think, caveat with that, we do kind of say certain industries that tend to fall into this category.
Sure.
But that doesn't mean we're referring to you.
Sure.
We're just saying within the networking world, and I've seen it in 4 different states, well, 6 actually due to visiting groups outside of the states I worked in. But these are just things that we've seen. And again, there's opportunity, which will tell you the opportunities if you avoid this.
Absolutely.
So it is, hi, my name is Brandon, and you know what I do. So send your referrals to me. Well, that's a toughin' puffin'.
Absolutely, because first of all, everybody in your chapter may know your name. They probably know your company name, but if there is even one guest in the room or a sub or something like that, they don't know who you are. They don't know what you do. And they don't want to have to scan the agenda to go, okay, they're the, are we going with industries?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, you can.
They're the plumber, the hairdresser, the realtor. We could go on because there are a lot of industries that it's very easy to say, oh, you know what I do, when really and truly people probably don't.
In all reality, if you are a plumber, I think I'm going to pick on.
Are you going to pick on plumbers?
I think it's going to be plumbers.
We're sorry, plumbers.
Sorry, plumbers. But no, if you are a plumber, we know the basics of what you do. If someone has a plumbing problem, it's a great opportunity to refer you. But you have to ask yourself, do you want all of the fall in the lap because you're a plumber referrals? Or do you want your members to be creative and think outside of the box that might get you bigger or better opportunities? Such as, if I have a leaking pipe in my house, I need somebody right away.
Sure.
If I am doing a project that includes or that involves plumbing, well, I may not think of you as much because all you say is, hey, you know what I do? It's plumbing. I think it's always more the extreme that
Sure.
you think of those versus the long-term opportunity project thinking.
Sure. And it's really easy to miss out on some of the things that you either specialize in or the people that you really prefer to work with. We all have people that we're like, oh, send me 100 more of those types of clients because they're exactly what you're looking for. They are what makes you get out of bed in the morning. You're hoping more of those cross the table or the phone calls or whatever it looks like for you. And then there are some that you don't mind doing it. You'll do it. You'll work with those people, but they probably aren't the ones that really kind of get you going, and make you excited about what it is that you do. And so we want to make sure that those people are the ones that you get more referrals for. And the way to do that is to be more specific and to take some opportunities that we're going to talk about.
So what you're losing, what you're really missing when you say that, the first part is you're missing the education piece. Hey, we're live. Whatever. This is how we roll.
Sorry.
Just a little ring in the background. Anyways, so what you're missing is the education piece. And that's where Martina is saying, like, you can specialize in things. You can be different. I'm saying you can get bigger opportunities than just what people default to. So when you don't take advantage of educating the group or the visitor or the person that you're talking to at a networking group. You know what? Have you ever had somebody say, you know what I do? Like at a networking social?
And you have no idea? Have you ever had that?
Oh, yeah.
Where you're like,
yep.
Where like, actually, I don't. But then you kind of feel dumb, like you should know what they do, so you don't ask because you're like, yeah, I do. Totally, I do. And that's probably a terrible practice on my part. I probably should just ask the question of like, well, why don't you tell me a little bit more?
Well, but human nature, that might seem like it's a little rude.
Right, exactly.
So, and I do see this a lot too. If you've been in Center Sphere or an organization for a long period of time and you have a common profession, it's easy to do. But there are people that don't know every industry.
Right. And there's people that you have a specialty in or something like that you're just, what I always tell people is during your 60 seconds, which is the opportunity, and a lot of the times when somebody is just saying, you know what I do, you know who I am, you know what I do, right? You are taking an opportunity to train a mini sales team. Okay. And it kind of sounds a little bit weird, but you are training their ears for when they walk into the next space, what are they going to be listening for? And they are oftentimes not like, oh, like they are your sales team going in and listening to that, right? But you're just top of mind because you meet with these people regularly. Mm-hmm. They just heard you say that you specialize or really enjoy working with, or this is something that people don't often think about with your industry, or however you choose to phrase it. They walk into the next space. Maybe it's 3 rooms from now that they walk into, and somebody says something, a complaint, a concern, a frustration, and they go, oh, I actually might have a really good person for you to talk to. And it's all because you told them what to listen for. You educated them.
So when you think about people and assuming that they know what you do, and Martina, you don't have to say it, but what happens when you assume?
Well, it makes a rear end out of you and me, which is right there in the word for you. And so when you are assuming, a lot of times people are going to send things to you that you either didn't want. What if it's somebody that you actually cannot work with, but they think you can work with them, so they go ahead and send this person your way, and you're like, well, I actually don't do that. Yeah. But and then you think to yourself, why would, and I'm choosing random names, truly, why would Brian think I do that? Mm-hmm. And why would Matt send me this person? Why would Sue think that this person is a great fit for my business? And what really the truth is you went to multiple meetings in a row, most likely, and said, you know what I do. And now you have a very glaring thing that they don't know what you do.
So what can we do to avoid this? I'm going to say one that I've preached a lot. I don't think I can ever say I've successfully done a full 52, but I've gotten pretty close, like 20, 30. Okay. But write out 52 things that make you different. Ooh. You roughly get 52 weeks a year to give a presentation. And then with this, if you have a sub, it's very easy to pull up a topic, right? Well, next week's topic is going to be about this, so I'm going to write it real quick and I'm going to give it to the sub. You already have something in mind, so they're not just regurgitating things that the group's already heard a million times, because I see that a lot too. But then 2, you have your... Oh, no, I'm sorry. No. Number 2, you're not going to use all 52. There's times when your group doesn't meet. There are snow days. Well, I guess in most regions, there's snow days. There's just things that you're not going to use all 52. Sure. And here's the best part. What you told me last January, I'm not going to remember.
Right.
So if you repeat it, I'm not going to come up and be like, hey, Martina, that was January 3rd last year.
Well, and the thing is that it's always fresh and new. So people actually do want to listen to it also. Whereas if I stand up and I say literally the exact same sentences every single week, basically my group could just say it with me. And that you're right. I don't have to be there because they just go, well, she's Martina and blah, 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 the exact same thing. And that is not actually benefiting you. Tell them what sets you apart. Tell them why you're an expert in your field. Tell them who you work with that's maybe a unique situation. Tell them a story about somebody that you did work with. Yes. Tell them a favorite thing a problem you've gotten to solve. Tell them what gets your motor running when it comes to your job. Yep. Hey, I love working with this. I got to do this, and man, it was a great day at work. If you want more great days at work, tell them how to give you more great days at work.
And don't be scared to ask for the really big one. A lot of times when I would work with financial planners, they'd be like, gosh, I'm not getting a lot of traction. I've told them everything, what I do and all of that. And I go, You ever asked for $1 million client? I'm like, no. Do you want $1 million client? Well, yeah, that'd be awesome. Like, then ask for $1 million client. Now, the more research you put behind it, what does this $1 million client look like? What is their profession? Where are you going to meet this person? Is it going to be at a gala that you're going to possibly be talking to somebody? That more you educate us, the more likely we're going to find that. But if you don't ever ask for it, it's not really on our brain to look for it. And when we talk about credibility within the group, sure, at first people would be like, I don't know, I don't know them that well. I don't know if I can trust her. Those sorts of things. Once you build that credibility, you'd be amazed at how many seeds you've planted that they're like, you know what? I have a friend. I'm going to talk to him.
Yeah.
Like I feel it now. And it's usually after the 10-minute presentation that people are like, okay, I've heard you say it a million times, but now that I really understand and we've gotten to know each other, I'm ready to make that referral.
Well, and I think that it's awesome also when you just make that ask, because sometimes people don't ask for things that kind of scare them a little bit, and that we all have those whales, if you will, in the industry that you're like, whew, if that one came by, that'd be crazy awesome. But they may not know that you're willing to work with whales. They may think that you are specifically designed, structured, and prepared to only work with the particular clients that they assume you work with, until you tell them in asking for it, no, we are set up for it. We can do it. We want that $1 million client. Send them, right? And then you never know who people know.
You never know. Or people that are $1 million people,
Right.
people, millionaires, I think is what they call it. Professional. Look at that $1 million person.
You're a
over there.
$1 million person.
You're $1 million bucks. So preparation, I know the 52, like I said, I've never successfully written out 52.
That's a good idea.
But even quarterly, if you can write out, how many? 4, 8, 12?
12.
Is that
Yep.
12? Yep. So even if you write out 12 and you find yourself maybe going back and resurfacing, again, it's fresh to us, or it's just that reminder of what you are looking for. So preparation is huge to get away from. And to me, when I would hear people say, oh, you know who I am and you know what I do, there's no preparation.
Right.
And I know people think I'm crazy, but is that how you're going to treat my client?
It doesn't seem very intentional. It doesn't seem like you came to the meeting with purpose in mind. It looks like it was something on your calendar. You checked a box, and that's not what you want a client that you're sending somebody to feel like. You don't want them to feel like they are a box that got checked that day. You want them to feel like, somebody invested in them. They put some time into it. They did their research on them, whatever it might look like, to make sure that they're servicing the best they can.
And that's another area that you can get out of kind of this. To me, I feel this is just people that feel everybody knows me. I've already said everything I do a million times.
Sure.
I think we even touched on this in the 10-minute presentation one. But do your research on your competition. Never bash your competition.
Yes, don't do that.
Comes out very negative, but do your research so that you do understand what makes you different. Customer service is not it. If you don't offer good customer service, you're usually not in business very long. So I don't feel that makes you stand out, but if you can share stories of how your customer service was better. And my favorite example of this, it was the dentist in my group.
Okay.
And a financial advisor moved here, I want to say somewhere from Africa. I'm not going to get the right place, but from Africa, whole family. And the first place they went to was the dentist because they all needed to get their teeth cleaned, right? Nice. So the more and more they got to talking, the more they got to know each other. So she asked this person to come and sub for her at the group. Now, financial planner, we obviously had one in our group, so he couldn't say anything, but he stood up and he shared how not only did this woman do dentistry for her, but then also gave him and family recommendations. What's fun to do around town? Nice. Things that you can be involved in. And it was one of the best testimonials I had ever heard someone give another person. So again, if you can get stories from your clients like that, use that in place of, you know who I am and you know what I do. Because when it's that emotional, knowing that the dentist didn't just clean the teeth, but also like welcome them to community, that's huge. And my credibility went up with her like tenfold.
Nice.
She's retired and sold her practice by now, though.
It's okay.
But she became a dentist at like 60, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, she was a stay-at-home mom, raised her whole family, and then decided, I'm going to be a dentist. And she did.
That's crazy.
Had her own practice, too.
Wow.
That was really cool.
It's impressive.
Really cool.
Which is, again, just a bunny trail that you're like, okay, that's really nice for that woman. So be inspiring and amazing. Go for it.
There. Okay, that sounds perfect. So again, if you are the person that says this, highly recommend you get off of that because you're missing a lot of opportunities. And if you feel like that's where you're headed with your weekly presentations or just even your conversations at events, there are things you can do. It's a little bit of work, but there are things you can do that can kind of get you out of that.
Well, and I think the list is a very easy way to get started with that. Also taking the temperature check on, what people haven't heard from you, things that, you have happening in your office that it would just give them insight into who you are. And that's what I think you said with the dentistry end of things. It's who they are as a person is a great thing for people to know.
Yep. So. Perfect. All right. Well, with that, please share, like, subscribe, leave comments so we have more content to talk about in the future, although we do have plenty of content.
We do.
We did make a list for this whole shindig here. But we always love to hear from you guys, and I hope you are enjoying this and hope you can share it with other entrepreneurs and networkers like yourself. So with that, we will talk to you on a future podcast.
Have a great day.